everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the daily Ketchup General Election 2025 live stream.
Yay! Let's go!
Thank you for patiently waiting. And if you're joining us for the first time today, we are live streaming for 6 out of the 9 campaigning days, and we're bringing together an amazing array of guest hosts as well as candidates from different political parties, including WP, SDP, NSP, PAR, and independent candidates. And like I mentioned, guest hosts, look who's here with us.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
All right, before we get into it, I do want to, same as yesterday, do a bit of housekeeping. So this is truly live. If you have any questions, we are looking at them. We'll try to get them as much as we can. Time is a little bit limited. We'll do our very best. It will be super helpful if you can indicate, if you have a certain question to a particular person, you can indicate who that question is to. But also a reminder to please be civil and respectful. Also, this is truly live, so we're going to fumble our words where there's going to be awkward pauses, and you'll know the true value of our editors. Thank you so much. We love you. Now, on to today's stream. Oh boy, do
Instant
we
fumble.
have immediately when you call for it. But we do have a great lineup. So in about 20 minutes, we have with us independent candidate.
Sorry.
Hey, come on, guys!
I'm trying to read the comments.
Okay, Ken. So basically, there's comments on the screen. But yeah, like I mentioned, in 20 minutes, we'll have independent candidate Jeremy Tan with us. He's going to be contesting at Mountbatten SMC. And then after him, we'll have the NSP team that's going to be contesting across the board, actually, both Sembawang as well as Tampines. And joining us all for that, like I mentioned, the queen of Singapore's social media scene. You know her for an unfiltered... no, Joey.
Oh,
Power
through.
Guys, can you get a fumble counter? It's 4 already. Yeah, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
Xiaxue, welcome to the show. Okay, how are
Hi.
you? Have you been keeping up with the elections this year?
A little bit, not so much. I feel like there hasn't been that much drama happening.
Yeah.
Has it? I don't know.
Yesterday was
Yeah.
a bit dramatic with like the different redeployments and the shifts. I don't know if you've been following that.
Okay, so like I follow like Mothership on like Telly, right? And then they just like, oh, this candidate might be running for this. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
Is it interesting to people? I don't know. And I don't know who are these people, these names that they are talking about. So it just like, yeah.
This is a stark contrast from 2015,
Why?
where you did your run for lightning campaign and then
But
the
that was
internet saw you a
after
new one.
nomination day. Then I know what's going on. So now, nomination day. Then you get the solid like whoever is running for where. Then you start to be interested because before this, people are just guessing. Correct? Yeah.
But nomination was yesterday.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Who's running in your area?
Hello, I'm Aljuni. I'm very important to Singapore. Aljuni, okay.
Important voter.
Yes.
Thoughts on WP what?
It's quite bad. Yeah. So
Why? But why is it
I
bad?
just feel like the town is very like the area is just very badly maintained lah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just terrible lah. So I did a
Okay.
series of Instagram stories, like a few years back during COVID timing. Yeah, about how run down the whole place is, water leakage everywhere, and my void deck had a piece of concrete that just fell down from the ceiling. And we kept calling town council for about 1 year. Nobody came down to do anything. And then this is all real, and I didn't want to complain about it because after the whole, I think don't know when 2015, right? Yeah, that I posted about like my support for PAP. It was so scary, so I didn't want to say anything. And this is like my house issue, right? So I didn't feel that it was. I don't want to share on social media about it. So, and then I posted, and then, I tell you, the next day they came and fix it already.
Right.
Yeah. So for 1 year, we tried to contact them, and like town council, they kept just pushing it away.
Right.
Yeah.
But your neighbors must be so grateful. Like all it took was.
I know,
one post.
right? That seriously, you could have fixed it in 1 day, but you let the concrete like fall down. It's damn bad. So and it's still on my highlight. So anyone who wants to go and see. And after that, right, people kept telling me, why don't you talk so much? Why don't you go and repair it yourself? I'm just like, what?
Why is that?
I pay town council fees. Like there's a reason. Like I pay the fees, they should come and fix it, right? And this is like serious. It's like the concrete, the ceiling fall down on people. Then how? Yeah. So
I wanted to get your thoughts on where do you stand, right? Because I think after you were probably one of the first few internet persons in Singapore that openly support incumbent.
Yeah.
Right? And then the internet tore you a new one, right? So you have a few years to reflect on that.
Yeah.
What do you think, like, as a result, you have become a lot more silent politically?
I think maybe I'm a little bit scared, yes. So like my last big cancellation was, I think, posted something about Raisha Khan. But I just want to say that, guys, I've always been correct. It may take time, right? Then you realize Xiaxue is wise beyond her years. She was right about Raisha the entire time. Come on.
Right.
I was right.
Sorry, what
So
do you say about her? I don't remember.
I just say that she's like super woke and like crazy and just not trustworthy lah, horrible person. Try to sow discord within the races, blah blah blah, and then like got cancelled really badly for it. Okay, like yeah. My salary dropped like from don't know what to what. Then like then now you suddenly kind of lie in like parliament and all this. Then now it's come out lah.
And then no one said, oh, Xiaxue was right. No one ever like. No one
right. Nobody come out and say, but I think people know.
I can use the slogan. Why argue when you can wait?
Right.
You've come out before in the past to say like PAP supporters sometimes keep quiet because they get a lot of hate. Do you think that's still the case today?
I think like slightly less. It seems to be not as scary, but we are just at the start. So we shall see how it goes. But definitely, like I think in 2015 when I was,
the first one.
Yeah, the first one. Oh my God.
Very bold that period.
I did not know it was going to be so bad. I did not know it's going to be so bad. So it was really, really bad. Like to the point where I had people stalking me under my house saying that they're going to kill me. They want death threats and they want my son to get cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, not cancelled, cancer.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
so it's really, really bad. Like then
I feel bad for inviting you here today. I'm so sorry and thanks for
I'm
coming. I'm so
really scared.
grateful.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, you said it again already.
Now we reopened
Yeah.
that corner.
Chat, behave yourself, chat.
Also, we have crossed the 550.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hey, wow.
Congratulations.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So after that, right, there was this post by I think Temasek Review. I don't know if they're still around. It's like a Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then my support for PAP was 1 year ago already. For some reason, they dug out the photos of me going to a PAP rally with a lightning symbol on my palm.
Right.
It's a bit cringe lah. It is a bit cringe lah. But to be fair, the opposition people are just as enthusiastic, right? Waving posters of Raisha and whatnot. So why can't we do that? Okay, just because PAP is not very cool. Okay. So anyway, it was so bad. Then they took our pictures and then they posted it, and then they said the caption is just captions, please. And people who follow them are really. They really, really hate PAP, right? So every caption was the same. It's just like prostitute, like how much in Geylang, chicken, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's very old school style. Very ugly. I say I'm very ugly. This woman needs to shut up. Things like that. And it was not just me. It was me and my friend. And one of our friends, right, is neutral. She's not even like supportive of PAP. She went like with whiskers on her face instead of the lightning symbol. So she also kena like this prostitute also like just like
for having whiskers.
she just wanted to draw something because we had lightning or like what, right? So she was just like, okay, I do something neutral lah, right? Yeah. And then they kept saying she's ugly, and she's not ugly. She's like new paper, new face winner, and she's Eurasian and a model. Like these people are super obviously very ugly. So anyway, that resulted in a very iconic blog post that I did where because at that time these people are too dumb already. They're not anonymous, so you can click on their profile and see their picture. Like, okay, this guy said this comment, and this is his family members, by the way, and this is his job. This is what he does. And like, I did not dox
I don't know where
them.
this is going, but
I did not dox them. All this information was public. They used their public account to comment. So I did not expose anything. Anyone who clicks on that comment can see it was written by this person. So why is it on me?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, like, it
So-
was really stupid on them lah.
But people are like upset lah. They're just like, you shouldn't have posted his baby. And I'm like,
Yeah.
his wife needs to know because this guy is commenting Geylang Lok Kueh, right? Like say I $40, worse than the $40 like Geylang prostitute and all that. And he said a few times,
Right.
like, how will you know? Like,
Yeah,
you're
how do you know
clearly
the market
very
rate? Like,
your
what's
wife-
I know
yeah.
the quality.
Is it $40 though?
He said $40 lah at that time.
You remember the numbers?
I remember lah, because I did the class. Then after that, then he's like, I just feel like his wife needs to know this is your husband online saying this kind of thing. Like, you decide whether you want to divorce him or what lah. You should lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you procreate with him? My God. Yeah, I hope she's in a better place now. So.
Yeah, no,
Like,
Mentally. If you doing live and you don't drop this kind of things.
That's
Caught us
for
off
like
guard.
dead people, is it? I'm sorry. Okay, I mean, moved on to a better guy now.
yes.
Yeah, moved on to a better guy now.
I'm very interested because like to be a party supporter, I think there was recently a survey that was put out. So they asked Singaporeans like, do you support a party or do you actually look at individual candidates? I think more and more people are actually looking at individual candidates
Right.
regardless of the party. So for you, like, given that you've been publicly a party supporter, do you just vote for whoever is under that party or do you still see the individual candidates?
I guess I would still see the individual candidates as well. And that one of the reasons why in 2015 I was so supportive of PAP is because I really thought that George Yeo was a really good candidate. And it was such a pity to have him leave. Yeah, because I previously already met him for another meeting, and I really thought he was a very, very good MP.
Yeah,
very smart, very capable. So it's at that point, and I just felt like it was, usually for me, I don't really feel very passionate about topics unless I feel that, why is it that everyone is saying this wrong thing? Right, and to me, I just felt like, okay, we live in Singapore. Everyone has seen the progress. Now I just feel like PAP top piece.
Yeah, I do. You know, as you speak, I worry for you, but I agree.
But I mean, like, everyone can see how much we have improved, right? And even on the international stage, I think nobody would ever say we're ashamed of being Singaporean. It's a very prosperous country, right? And I think that there should be some credit for the incumbent who has achieved everything till now. I'm sure they have their issues, yes, but it's like nobody is saying how good they are also. So I just felt like somebody needs to say something, and I was, since I stay in Aljunied, I just felt like I wanted to say something lah.
Yeah, plus George Yeo was Minister for Foreign Affairs at that time
Yes,
as well.
yeah,
I think
so
it was
it's a
quite
very
well-liked.
important minister. I think.
Yeah. I think just now when you mentioned new face and then Eurasian, Alistair got a bit excited.
Yeah.
I saw you like, I think you got to look him up in later. Speaking of which, I think John Paul wanted to ask a question.
I have a question for Ellie, because we were watching all the nomination speeches, right? Nomination day speeches. Then there are some parts where he gets very, very excited. I don't know how to phrase this correctly, right? But Ellie, who's the hottest candidate so far in your eyes?
JP,
He's been damn excited about this.
this is a very serious matter
What,
of
who's
national
hot?
interest.
Well, who's hot?
No,
Oh,
the elections.
okay.
I don't look at the face.
Oh, okay. So you only care about...
I only care
policy.
about what they have to say.
Okay.
But I didn't hear what they had to say.
Oh, why?
I
Watching on
zone
Also,
out.
also.
and enjoying himself.
Watching
No, it's true though. I mean, that brings out the topic, right? As much as it may be perceived as a very sexist thing, a very man thing. In fact, looks matter in politics
Of
to a
course.
certain extent, right? I mean, I used to stay in Punggol East.
Yeah.
And Sun Xueling was running the SMC there. I've come to know her over the years because we hosted her on the show. So I like her as a person. But before that, when I didn't know her Meet the People session, right? I mean, I never go before, but walk past because it's at the car park, right?
Yeah.
And I had like more volunteers than people needing help.
Wow.
People just standing around ready to carry chairs. And I think that helps.
Is it all guys or?
Quite a bit lah. Quite a bit. I'm not saying that she has no substance, don't get me wrong, but I think it really helps because volunteers help you get things done also, that helps you be more effective as a whole. So
Like earlier said
Right.
today, you on the way to work, you saw Dr. Janil walking by himself.
by himself. Yeah,
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that says about. But also,
Does
you
have
know,
a horde of people following behind him waiting to...
yeah.
No, but I don't think it's just guys looking at girls. I think like there are a lot of people that also say like, oh, Ong Yin Kang very handsome. Oh, Pritam is a daddy. Like,
Yeah.
I think it
Right.
goes both ways.
Yeah.
That was all
Yeah.
you, but
Don't expose me like that.
but looks is one thing. Aura is, I think, the other. Like
aura,
when
aura.
Pritam gave his speech at nomination center,
Yeah.
that was aura. He
Yeah.
aura farmed on that like balcony, right?
It was rousing
Yeah.
and
Aura
arousing.
max, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right,
So all these terms are they new to you? No, right?
I mean, aura is fine,
Aura
I guess.
mixing?
No, never.
What
heard
is
of that.
aura mixing?
Like
Yeah.
maximum aura.
Ah.
Self-explanatory.
Man, then
Hella.
I haven't brought out the Bombadillo Crocodilo yet.
Oh my God.
We've got a question from the community.
Yeah.
Alan Chen in the chat would like to know: are you friends with other influencers who support the opposition?
Who, me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you. It's for you.
Nowhere.
No, you don't like
As in, no. I don't know anyone who
Oh.
openly supports the opposition. I
Yeah.
have friends who want to vote in opposition voices because they think that there needs to be a variety of voices. But I don't have any friends who are like influencer friends who are like strongly like pro-opposition.
yeah. No, in fact, you are probably my only influencer friend that is strongly pro PAP.
Also, everybody else is pro-opposition,
Because
or
I
they
think
have neutral.
No, for
Or
the
the
most
apolitical.
for the most part, even if they are pro anything,
Yeah.
they don't say.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for a social media personality to be.
No, but they
openly-
personally, when they meet you, they can say what, right?
Yeah.
So, what is your views on that? I honestly, I feel like most influencers don't really have
Yeah.
either or.
I know a couple. Later I show you.
Oh.
We can like, be like, what do you think about them?
Okay. Like my friends, like the influencer circles are like, like beauty influencers and all that, right? Say they don't really. I think they would probably vote for the incumbent. I think.
Should influencers be a little bit more vocal about politics?
No, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that we both have received. We were discussing before this shoot that we've received like questions from mainstream media.
Yeah.
That do we feel like it's morally right for us to weigh in on political matters when we have the slightly bigger following? Yeah.
So,
and so I'm like,
by right,
but
we cannot say, is it? Is that what
should
they're
we?
saying?
Yeah, and I couldn't answer that question.
What's that? I mean, like, so they are saying regular influencers can't talk about such things, but if you start on the foot of being a political influencer, you can. Is it?
I guess so.
Because nobody's saying that those people.
Because when you do that, you just became a very famous political pundit.
But you have this platform, right?
But it's the same what? They also have followers, we also have followers. Why they can say, we cannot say?
No, they're not saying whether we cannot say. So the
Uh-huh.
question is, do we think it's morally right? The fact that the question exists is strange.
I don't understand why
Yeah.
it would be morally wrong in
Yeah.
the first place. I think everyone is entitled to say anything and you don't have to be famous. And anyway, who cares? I supported George Yeo, I spoke my piece, they still lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
not
it's
like
not
you-
like I swayed everything.
No wonder
right?
the rest of us get away with it now.
Yeah.
She's honestly the pioneer for that.
Yeah, I
You took
am.
a lot of the heat on that.
Yeah.
But also, whether you have the platform or not, if you pivot to politics suddenly, and then people realize they don't like it, they just unfollow. The market will fix itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
Also, we have crossed 700 concurrent viewers.
Oh,
and I
that's
do want to
crazy.
say that I've got word that I think Jeremy is on the way. He's arriving. already.
He is not yet in the building.
He is. Is he in the building?
We'll do a quick check.
Ah.
He is in the car park.
He is in the car park.
Geolocate.
Geo
Geotagging him. That's not a problem. So I think something that we've seen in the West, maybe not so much in Singapore yet, is that when people have a following,
Yeah.
such as influencers, and and when they are very political, they tend to end up running for office. I think the Trump effect is one of that.
Oh, like Schwarzenegger and all that, is it?
Yeah, so I think a question that we've seen in the past is, will we ever see you run for office one day?
No, I don't think so.
No?
It's too much paperwork. I cannot.
So it's
And-
the paperwork that
Yeah,
was
it's
the-
like
But if you join a party, they settle it, you know what I mean?
no,
That's what-
I can't.
Using
I'm a night person.
Right.
If I need to wake up in the morning and go to like grassroots, I cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
the outfit, the color choice today was purely.
oh, I just like wearing white, so
Okay.
it's like
Oh
it's not a
yeah,
statement.
why you do this thing?
yeah.
See, John ran counter and
Hey,
you.
like,
Oh!
No, to be fair, I've even met ministers and I told them straight up. I said like you know I like you. And for the ones in my constituency, I said I support you.
Yeah.
I will vote for you, and I've said it openly on the show.
Okay.
But I'm not blindly supportive of PAP lah. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's
Right.
weird,
Of
it's
course,
weird
of
lah.
course.
Yeah.
There's definitely things that they are not doing right, lah. But anyway, back to the topic. I just want to say my piece that you all said should influencers voice out more about politics, like their views, right?
Yeah.
Answer is no. They should shut the F up.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think most of them have no idea what they're talking about. I'm
yeah.
sorry to be so rude, but
Yeah.
like stick to your lane. I mean, if you are like to post about, I don't know, sports cars,
Just do sports
yeah,
cars lah.
like don't lah. Like most of them are they just echo out these views that's like, oh, more human rights for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, oh my god, it's so
Wait.
tiring. Like, oh, I want world peace. I want nobody to be poor. Like, shut up. Like, you
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's no practical solution to this. You clearly never research into this. There's a reason why it's not happening yet, right? And
Yeah.
like, no place on earth is a utopia. They all have problems. So you just want to come out and say this kind of 废话啦.
Yeah.
Right. So it's complete waste of time, and I just like, shut up. Just
Yeah.
shut up. Like,
I know that you picked 3 very agreeable things and then you said these are the controversial things. How dare you
I
say
mean,
that?
like, it's just like, yeah. So
I mean, you can want world peace. I mean, it's tough to achieve it, sure, but
yeah, but to like say that, oh, normally it's like, oh, we need to vote in more like against like PAP because we don't currently have world peace. Like, but how do you want to achieve
Yeah,
that?
right,
You know,
right.
like,
It's lofty ideas
Yeah,
that don't
it's
really have
just-
practical ways to execute.
yeah, and especially if you are below 30 years old, okay, you just don't talk. You don't know anything. Like
I'll leave
you
this.
are a child.
I'm out of here.
Okay, like
That's why I'm the C bomber.
25 lah, 25,
I don't know
25.
anything about politics. That's why I'm C bomber.
25. Okay, what is the age that you think they should?
Put him on the spot.
To vote?
No, to be able to come online and talk about things and act like you are some kind of like thought leader that you should,
No, I
teach
think
people how to
I think
think.
everybody should.
No, they should not.
I think the market corrects itself. Then you say dumb shit, you kena. Yeah, you-
Ball will fix itself.
But I think what I hope for is if you want to come out and speak, let other people come out and speak also.
That's true, but it's so
Yeah.
annoying because they influence a lot of people too,
Yeah.
and like they influence dumb people because they are dumb. So like it's just like
Yeah.
yeah, so it's very irritating.
I
Like.
wish I didn't say yeah to that
Yeah,
one.
and
I feel trapped.
I also feel like if you don't pay tax,
Yeah.
you shouldn't talk.
Mm.
So are you really a citizen of the country if you're not paying tax? Because you are gonna dictate where the money for the government goes to, right? But you don't pay.
Yeah.
So you don't feel the pain.
Yeah.
It's like saying like, hey, why don't you go and donate to charity?
Yeah.
Easy for me to say what.
I mean,
Yeah lah.
nobody truly pays no tax. GST is a tax. Everybody probably pays it.
Okay,
correct?
money pants. I mean,
No, I
regular
mean,
income tax.
It's such a it's like like I think the whole tax thing is like okay, just cause somebody else pays way more income tax than somebody else, they have.
Yeah.
No, not say that. Like, if you completely don't pay any tax, let's say you are a student, or like, okay, don't talk about GST or like, road tax, all these lah. But I'm saying that if you don't even have a job and really contributing, I don't think you should dictate where the money goes to. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Especially when most people say, taxpayers' money. Actually,
Yeah.
you haven't contributed yet.
We
Something
have crossed 800.
We've crossed
That's
800,
crazy.
and I think Jeremy is still on the way. Something that I did
I
want
I
to
think
ask.
outside already. But
He's
it's
outside?
It's
Yeah.
really hard to find.
We're just checking the comments. But one thing I did want to ask is that I think, Wendy, you're someone who is unapologetically authentic, right? And
Right.
Today's day and age, we've seen a lot of politicians try to do TikTok and end up being a little bit cringe, a
Yeah.
little bit inauthentic. What advice do you have for politicians who are trying to nail like the social media game?
I don't know. Like, who is very cringe? Give me an example.
There are a lot of PAP members who actually like
A bit
you
cringe,
can see
yeah.
they're trying to get the youth like in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it falls a bit weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
But
how?
some do it well. Like for instance, Minister Ong, we had him yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His social media game is
He's
true.
His A tier is.
No, but here's the
He's
question.
good.
If
He's leading the charge.
if someone's a minister and then they put out a TikTok where they really try and get some visibility from the youth,
Yeah.
and then super cringe, right? Does that affect the way you vote? Because if not, then was the objective achieved?
That's true.
I feel like if you are like constantly cringe, right? I think people will take you less seriously. Like genuinely, like what is this guy doing on social media?
Right.
Like
That's
if
true.
one video,
Yeah.
okay, but like you spend 4 years making cringe videos, right?
Yeah.
People be like, what is this guy doing?
I feel like if you are cringed out by a video and that affects your vote, are you really seriously considering your vote? That is not about policy, it's about
Yeah.
whether he did a trend that didn't, go well. Then
Yeah.
suddenly you change your mind on them.
Yeah.
That's like
I think most people don't think so deep.
I hope so
honestly.
too.
No, I really
Oh,
don't think
really,
they're supposed to think. They're just on a base feeling. Like,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think that most
Vibes.
people already, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I like PAP. I like how the country is run. I'm going to vote this way. Then the other group is just like, I solidly hate the PAP. So I'm going to vote whoever else is on the other side.
Yeah.
I think that's generally the case. And then I know a lot of young people, they don't really have an opinion. Some of them are thinking about not voting at all. Yeah. So
Oh.
I think actually that's great. Like, if you don't know what to vote, then just don't vote. Lah.
Do you actually
Yeah.
know a lot of people who are like that, who are deciding, I'm just going to either spoil my vote or not vote?
No.
Just lazy or like.
I think many
oh.
people still think you can't tell people what you vote on,
Really?
which is wrong.
Oh.
Yeah. When they say the vote is secret, the government is trying to tell you we don't know how you vote.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
But
check
then
all you.
people say keep your vote a secret. But sure lah, I mean you do you lah.
Yeah.
You do you. But the people I respect the most, beyond people that dare to come out and state their beliefs, are people that dare to join the political arena, especially if they don't even have a party that they feel like they associate with. So speaking of that, Dan, can we introduce our guest?
That's right. So we've teased this enough already. Please welcome independent candidate for Mountbatten SMC, Jeremy Tan. Welcome to the show.
Hey! Come in from the
Hello,
back.
hello.
Let me
Thank you
We
very
are
much,
now
Alistair.
going to cleverly transition his name.
Wow, look at
This is
that.
back technology.
Wait. Yeah, you keep your jokes for the microphone. You cannot hear you.
Even say already singers.
Hey, you are very popular. Your fan base is flooding the comment section. Where's Jeremy? Where's Jeremy? Yeah?
Yes.
Did you expect this amount of fandom?
Fandom no, because I think leading up to the election, I actually put out my website on 1st April. I didn't do anything actually. I just put the website out on 1st April, and then I put on my LinkedIn. I said I'm actually running as an independent candidate for Mountbatten SMC, and then something caught wind, and then I realized that I need to go out there into the public and start really doing all my podcasts and everything like that.
Only then you realized.
No, because I didn't really tell anybody what happened in the I just published the website,
Yeah.
and then with everything there, and then I decided to just wait lah. Then somebody caught wind of it lah.
But you
Yeah.
were serious lah the whole time that this is a real thing.
Serious. So how do you know that I'm serious lah? It's because you see the stuff on my website, right? All the bad statistics of the past, all the past 4 years, the past 5 years, right? you won't get it in this election cycle. You won't suddenly be able to see what's happening for the last 5 years, right? So I've been compiling since I think 2022, storing in a Google Sheet, keeping receipts of the 14th Parliament.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you really go and look at the statistics on my website. Even if you don't believe in my policies or you disagree, I think you can just look at the part where I say state of government.
Yeah.
And then I list out economic issues, inflation stats, crime, unemployment,
Right.
healthcare. I list out all of that. Basically, the sources are not even like some weird place. It's Straits Times.
Right.
CNN, Straits Times, CNA,
Wow.
Business Times, Smart Wealth, all credible, Money Sense. So all credible sources, right? Because I don't want people later to say, where your source, where your source. Then I say, your print one, what?
So since 2022, right? You said.
Around then.
So at that time, you already thought you wanted to run.
Yeah. Actually, I always knew I was going to do something political one day, but I didn't know when. I think there are stories out there that 2020 I could not because my mom had cancer and all that. But 2022, I decided that, okay, I actually got a shot here. Actually, a lot of it is what prompted it is also because you look at where the state of government is doing. I think the direction is wrong, in the sense that really people cannot afford housing. So around 2022, that's when I decided, okay, let's just start. I started with a very bad policy draft. So I started with this idea of no bell curve grading in universities. Yes, that's my core policy. Yes, then I'm like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Who the hell am I appealing to?
The 600 students be like, "Fuck yeah."
That was like, what the hell am I doing here?
Base there.
That was like, as I wrote, then I researched, I wrote. Then I had many drafts. Then okay. I realize what the real problem is.
Yeah.
And then I talk about the HDB, I talk about the CPF. And essentially, you're just, I know you're attempting to sell your house, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. 查户口one. Okay, yeah, no. So, basically, you're taking away the compounding effect of your CPF and you're putting in the HDB. And then the HDB, when the lease decay, the HDB gets sold back and is passed back to the reserves.
Yeah.
So, right, this is a paternalistic way of managing Singapore. It's like we set a floor pricing of how you exist and live in Singapore because the HDB has a land cost attached to it. It's not just they buy materials, then they build the building, then I mean, you know, like homeowners, you all know, right? Yeah, you all know, right? So, and when that happens, it means that the government constructs a floor price for you to exist in Singapore, and then they use your future compounding to be collateralized into that floor price. And then when your lease decay, they take it back. They kept you both sides.
Right.
So, and that's when I realized I wanted to go do more research. So I went to, so shout out to Professor Chua Beng Huat, Soon. I went to the National Library. I read up all the HDB, CPF, how the changes. I read up on the MAS, the Board of Currency Commissioner. So I find out all these things and then I realized that no way all the political parties, right, have a real answer if they are saying, oh, we want the HDB cost to go down without addressing the real elephant in the room. Then what do we replace it with to retire? And then I was like, looking at my Bitcoin go up and I'm like, wait a minute. America already has Bitcoin ETF that you can use your pension, your 401ks to invest in. So then this is not so crazy. But when I brought it up at first, people are like, it's because your crypto, bro. I sold skincare. What crypto, bro, you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, is that?
Yeah, I sold skincare as a for a living.
Yeah, actually, no, wait, let's take a step back. I think a lot of people know you as the Bitcoin guy. You are an independent candidate that probably is one of the more put together ones. Look a little bit more legit.
Of all the cases you've had in the past,
Can you give us a 1 minute spiel? Who are you?
To the audience, okay lah. So very chincai one lah, right? Actually, I was just I grew up poor lah. But now that I say, but I purposely went the other way. They zig, I zag lah. Right?
Okay.
So
So you grew up rich.
And some of these people they say how poor they are, right? Not even as dirt poor as I could be last
Right.
time. Example is I bet some of your readers don't even know that if you had any bankrupt parent or both bankrupt, right? You know you cannot get a Singtel phone line at home.
Right.
Oh, shag.
Oh, wow.
Cannot get one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then of course, OA official assignee go your house can go and tiak the sticker. Then the sticker look like pizza. You peel off one by one, so temper something.
Yeah.
Then there were times water cut, electricity cut. I walk over to my cousin's house in Red Hill to shower.
Right.
Because easily no money. So it's like Yeah, I know people say, yeah, how lian now. I'm like,
Wait,
I
you haven't
rather
reached your Hao Lian part yet.
Okay. No. So I think like fundamentally, I looked at my history and I said, what for I want to sell myself and my stories, kind of thing. The focus is on the policy, ma.
Right.
The focus is on getting Singaporeans to understand that this is the paradigm you play in. You have to understand that the cost of living issue is tied to land. All cost of living issues in Singapore is tied to land. If we can anchor pricing lower, we split out the property market, the 99 freehold and HDB purely on the basis of needs and not affordability, right? We have a real chance of tackling this cost of living issue. The question is whether or not you believe that the PAP agrees with this aspect in terms of, the typical, take CPF already, there you go Batam, this kind of thing, right? So you're either voting for a PAP that is paternalistic, saying that I don't want you to take your money, go overseas to South Korea, Japan, enjoy holiday, or you are voting for a maximally extractive system where, when you're voting for a more individualistic system,
Where we
you
sacrifice future
You
money.
sacrifice, where you say, you know what, you want to be independent in the way you invest your CPF, you want to compound your CPF and grow your wealth, like retire properly, right? Because the CPF's purpose, people don't know this, but the CPF was not always an instrument where you can use to pay for your HDB on it.
Yeah, or
Right?
education.
And in fact, many of the older folks, they actually used to pay cash, right? Without even touching their CPF one. That's why their wealth compounds so much. Then they go and buy another condo, then they buy another landed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they keep saying HDB is a retirement asset, HDB is a retirement asset, is a nest egg, right? You want to buy low, sell high, you sell to who? The assumption must hold that incomes, right, grow faster than the housing price, right? But when you have a situation whereby 30-year incomes are no longer guaranteed because there's no AI is here, right? It's already taken all the white collar jobs. Okay, highest number of PMET retrenchment since 1988, since the stat was recorded. Okay, so no more 30-year income guarantees. Then you realize HDB was built in an era where they think people are going to die at 60, 70. Then they're going at 85, they're going 95. So these two things means, right, HDB and CPF due for reform. It's due for reform. And then why I also brought up some like some cookie ideas like, wow, what is this 3D planning HDB? Because people like Professor Tay, right, he mentioned that we are so addicted, right, to land and rent seeking thinking in our economic policies, that we keep building land and imbuing land cost to it, right? And we don't have any innovation in terms of stacking up cities to be 3D planned.
Right.
So Golden Mile, right? Professor Tay designed it, right? First floor basement, all the parking, all that. Then later you go out of it, then you will see the food, and then so first floor is always transport, right? And then later you go up, it will be businesses and shops, right? And afterwards you have housing. And he actually modeled out in his thinking called the Future of Singapore Group how you could actually house 2 million people just from Jurong to Marina Bay itself.
Right.
And it was ignored, right? He was kind of like, say, he publicly said, hey, HDB, the planners are not very good.
Yeah.
So if we obsess over flat 2D land, then we always have to PVP each other, right? Always, Then as of last year, the government stopped selling, the GLS stopped selling private freehold land. Only got 99 only. Okay, so now they're going to use this PVP method to get more. Basically, just, this is the land like that, this is the land like that. But there's no
What is
incentive.
PVP?
Player versus player.
That you're always fighting or competing with somebody.
That's you. You always fight.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, what? I missed
PVP.
competing.
Yeah.
No, so in essence, right, if you look at architectural policies, right, they don't encourage people to build mass structures that look like Golden Mile like that, right? And because of that, right, a lot of the fundamental assumptions we have is just, either the building must net zero, green, or whatever it is, then can progress. But actually, if you really go and consider the land planning over years, 3D planning means that you can actually go and save on a lot of the land usage. And also because Professor Tay, which really inspired me, I think you also can read his book, he said that you're not training children to be civic minded if all they do is, I take bus to school, I take bus go home. right? And then you see old folks in the area with the school.
Yeah.
You should train them to, when they go to school, it's in a civic area, museums, cities, everything. So you won't see like a primary school in near like Singapore Art Museum, right? Or whatever, because they say this is the policy we must go with, stick with forever, die cannot.
Right.
Land.
Right.
So that's why I put in like these things to, because I don't believe in just criticizing without offering a solution. There must be a solution. Yeah, so when we talk about all these like, HDB or that, how much land, so many people have been trying to say we have enough land. It's whether or not you want to have the political courage to go and replan the land,
Right.
and then rethink that the retirement asset is no longer land-based.
Yeah,
Right.
sorry, do you understand what he's saying?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't. I have no idea what you mean by 3D planning for land.
We're looking at mega structures, basically.
Yeah, basically many more Golden Mile.
Okay, well, sorry, I
Not
thought
the
Golden
Siam
Mile
Tio
is
Park
just
No,
I thought it's just a building. Like, what's so special about Golden Mile? I don't get
No,
it.
because you won't get those type of people don't stay like in HDB, right?
Yeah.
You go downstairs void deck already. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Golden Mile, the people they stay, right? They go downstairs, got shop.
Integrated living,
Then they
lah,
got
basically.
supermarket, everything, integrated living.
So,
You're making use of the space.
You're making use
so
of the space.
basically, you are saying that each HDB block should have its own like little shopping mall. Like
No, what
Lot.
3D planning was for Professor Day is an entire area. So all the HDB blocks and then you exercise your parks, right? Like how you see it now, right?
Like a
But
self-contained
that
city.
is layer 1 now. We want that to be layer 3. And then layer 2 will be your shops and other businesses, offices. And then way at the bottom, all your transit, all your delivery men, all your
Cars or-
Grab. Yeah.
okay.
So especially in a country where there's very limited land, you're almost making like 3
Yeah.
times the use of it than we're doing right now. lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
Speaking of political courage, I think a question that a lot of people have
Mm.
is why run independent? I think I read that you actually volunteer with WP. You actually
Yeah,
met
yeah.
with Mr.
I don't want to butcher this part up, lah, so I must repeat verbatim. Later, Pritam Singh, whack me,
Whatever
what.
your lawyers told you to say.
Yeah. Maybe a lawyer Pritam Singh also. So I went to the volunteer session. I said to Pritam Singh, because I know people will give me shit for this one. Like, hey, why you kekang? Your
right,
ego
right.
so big.
Right.
So I went to volunteer with him sometime last year. Then I said, he asked me, so why are you here? I say, actually, Mr. Pritam Singh, I have intentions to run in Mountbatten SMC as an independent candidate. I'm here to see if I can change my mind. Right. Mr. Pritam Singh said, Jeremy, nobody can change your mind. So here I am. Lor. But then-
So that's one
is-
person.
wait,
That's
wait,
one.
wait, talk to him
That's
about what?
one SecGen.
No.
Are there no other parties that align?
No. Yeah. So then he basically his explanation is, okay, look, we can't have people joining the Workers' Party and running out to do their own thing, which I respect. But if I had gone to that meeting, kesiao, wait all the way, pretend, then later run out to do something, also wrong what?
Right.
yes.
Right. I have to say that I already have the motivation.
So in other
intention.
words, you are too independent taking for like the party in the sense.
No, but because I know that my solution is already Bitcoin related, right?
Yes.
I know sure fly no party wrong. Who want
Sure.
to take that
Oh.
political risk and slant, right? But I will say that, I go there to reconsider my positions because if there is a credible chance that I can be fielded in Mountbatten, then I will definitely try to ease in Bitcoin as inflation-proof pension funds, technologies, and
But
I mean,
You
it
are-
is an angle, lah. It is an angle.
Correct lah,
There's
yeah
huge
lah.
amount of crypto
Yeah lah.
assets
Right, but
involved.
then if he's just one MP in the whole parliament of people, is that really going to push a policy change? Unless everyone votes with you, nothing will really change, will it?
Well, but in the same vein, right now when you look at any policy being pushed forward, right, PAP still has a super majority, right?
Right.
So no matter what the Workers' Party say, hey, I have 17 policies.
Then how about you join PAP, then you try to push from within PAP?
Yeah, that's what people always say, right? But
Yeah.
if you nobody can talk to me. Right? I mean, nobody can talk to me, and I didn't even apply. And it's like there's no, it's like you just say, like, hey, I want to go up to the girl and say, hey, yo. I state my, is it like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, I had to make that very clear. And shall we lead on to the Marine Parade Battle Heights thing?
We could, but I think we go through who you are in your later years. You're already under and you were.
Yeah.
I had to get inside people say you how late. That's not a flex, bro.
Yeah.
So how rich are you now
No
exactly?
lah, I'm okay lah. I'm okay
So we know
lah.
that you're retiree and the wealth wasn't actually from
Yeah,
crypto.
yeah, and like I think it started with Mothership, right? Mothership go and say like, oh, crypto bro got Bitcoin. Then people look at Bitcoin, 600,000 only worth only not that much. Or this guy how late or what? That sort of thing. But the real reason is because When I was younger, right coming out of the great financial crisis, I saw that money printing was rampant, and that's why the great financial crisis happened, right? So right after NS, I'm like, okay, let me go and do some work lah. I used to fix computers and go Simlim, take the price sheet. Then you basically what Aftershock they are doing, right? I used to do that, right? Compare the price, $4-5 here, strike all. Then I make one for $50. I give my friend.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
like
okay.
I hand carry deliver to my friend.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Yeah.
I love looking
And
at price
then
sheets.
around the great financial crisis after, so 2010, I just finished NS, ORD already. So then I went to coach debate. So I went to coach some schools, even your alma mater, Li Hua. And
Oh, that's River Valley.
Yeah.
Never heard anyone call it by the Chinese name.
Yeah, but I coach. Sorry, I was just with Simin and Irwin, so I a bit still haven't unwind the.
Okay.
Sure.
So then,
Bro, you're covering your own name.
oh sorry. Then what happened next was after coaching debate, I had some money. So then I see Warren Buffett started investing after the great financial crisis.
Right.
So then I'm like, I'm not smarter than this guy lah, right? Put money lah. Then I buy Tesla before all the stock splits lah, something like 79 or whatever. And then I realized, hey, got this thing called Bitcoin, but I didn't buy it back then. So I thought like, and then I was like, wow, a few cents only, okay. Yeah. And then later, then after that, because those years, right, when you see Amazon at $300, right, you're like crazy. You can never go 1,000. Not possible. Not possible. And then later 2013 comes around and Bitcoin is around 300 US. I'm like, wow, so yeah, cannot go to 1,000 lah. Crazy. Yeah, and then I started university and then I went on an exchange. I came back from an exchange and I was working in SGX as an intern on OA. Basically, you cannot study during that time lah. 6 months you can work lah, right? That was bored lah. So there was nothing much to do as an intern lah. You basically go and photocopy. You get you get collate requirements. Like the website needs changing. What do we do? I collate lor, take the word
Right.
and then you paste the picture. Someone write comment.
Really intern work lah.
Then my mom's a uneducated facial therapist like finished at primary 5 that kind. So I was like looking, why she keep gonna talk the person that sell her the skincare product save 4-5千Switzerland then Malaysia what the hell are you talking about? Then I went to go and research. Then I found this brand this skincare brand is called Paula's Choice. Then I was like, I want to
That's famous now.
Yeah, I think you go any Unity also there. But shout out to the team back then, Sophie and the rest. You guys did a great job. Could not have done it without you. So anyway,
Is it doing shout outs?
Bro, can you finish the stories now?
Yeah. Okay, Paula's choice.
So then I wanted to be a distributor. They said they had one here. Then okay lah, I went to go and take. I take like one bottle like that. I sell for like 15. Like one bottle like that, I sell for like $32. I make like $8-9.
Right.
I sell to a friend. I go back. I take bus along from my place around a city area. Must pass through Mountbatten to Juchat. Then take back and forth. So I always pass by Mountbatten. Then the one thing led to the next. They had a disagreement with the local distributor had a disagreement with the parent company. Yeah. So then they shut down. I was like, very wasted if you all shut down. And back then, I was like, okay, so I want to do more e-commerce for this. So I'm like, I take over the business lah. I had some savings from investing in Tesla, Bank America, some stuff like that. And then I take that savings I put in the business lah. Because if your Thai customers in Juchat and Mountbatten, right, are buying from you, right, and sometimes they'll drive over to the office to give me cash.
Sure.
So then when they do that, right, I'm like, I must keep the same rental lah to preserve the idea that there's a business continuity. But actually, it's totally changed person.
Right.
Okay.
Change
Yeah. It's like, when you go to some shops, like the people the same, but the signboard changed like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So you made your wealth from selling bottle of cream?
No. So then...
Wait. So you were selling, you said you were selling, how do you sell? Like
I
online?
literally take 3. I say, 3-4 bottles. Then I go back to my SGX office. I say, hey, ma'am, you want to buy from me? Like,
Huh? Then you like only earn like $8 times 3, like.
Yeah, no.
like
So how
that
do you
also
make the money?
Yeah lah. So then one thing that I took over the business because of this agreement, right?
So you
Then
became the sole distributor.
I became the distributor.
Okay.
And then I slept in the office law. And back then I tell you first, I tell you first.
Hub his life.
I started my business before Ninja Van.
Right.
So we're using Takubin last time, Yamato
Oh my
Takubin.
God.
Walao, yeah, I tell you, teruk, yeah. And then the
Slow,
Singpo's having a bad time lah. So anyway, running for politics, so can tekan Singpo's. Yeah. See, last time right, what I do right, is I take the smart pack, right? You all know smart pack, right?
Yeah, $3.
Okay. I have to put the product inside, put the peanut foam wrapping paper, close it, okay, and then write on a carbon paper, tear out the thing, put inside, tape the carbon over, and then you pray that it gets to your customer the next day. Right, because if loss is loss, Singapore's not to do the tracking is like.
Jeremy, we gotta move to policy real soon.
Okay, sure.
I'm desperate to ask about like the policy part of your.
So okay, anyway.
No, but we haven't got to why how he
No,
became
just
rich.
tell us how you make your money, bro.
Okay, yeah, I was going very fast. Then I was go back. Yeah, so go to COVID time. People don't buy lockdown. People don't like makeup. They buy skincare only.
Yeah.
Then the sales surge, and then I realized the parents was buying all the local distributors, and it was rolled up lah. That's about it.
See.
So you
Okay,
sold,
done. Yeah, we
Yeah.
going next. Yeah, policy.
So
so
that what,
you sold the business. I read to Unilever lah, essentially.
Yeah. I gave Mothership the verification documents lah. Like Baker McKenzie, the company was the one that did the due diligence, all that stuff. Like
So you were the distributor and then Unilever bought over
the parent company
of
Then
Unilever.
The Unilever bought Paula's Choice,
Oh, I
and then they were like, all these guys, let's just pick it up.
Oh.
Right.
So now you are no
Don't
longer
after
the
that lah.
distributor.
Yeah, I've not been in the business for 4-5 years already.
I see. I
Wow.
see.
Retire in 29,
Yeah, go.
friend.
I have no segue
31,
for this,
31.
so we'll just go right to it. Because earlier on we had Bertha Hansen on, and
Ah.
she and some people in our community have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I think Evangeline, she had a question for you. Jeremy, if you win as an individual candidate, independent, do you have a team to help you with the municipal work? How are you
Yes.
going to run a town council by yourself?
Yeah, actually nobody runs the town council by themselves. But if you look at what's happening in Marine Parade Battle Heights, if I win, I have to work with the PAP anyway. And I don't think the PAP wants to put its reputation out there as hurting independent candidates, right? By, like offering you less servicing or not doing its best when tendering. So I was very, when I was in the nomination center, and by the way, when I was nomination center since 10:30, wait, Tan Si Ling, where my MP?
Yeah.
Don't know where. How come? Don't know where. Then 11:30 PAP team show up. They be like, how come still no blue leh?
Yeah.
Then at the point of time, 11:50, we were like, really this is happening?
Yeah.
Then 12, really walk over. I go over, I shake Tim Pei Ling's hand,
Yeah.
Go Pei Ming's hand. Then I say, congratulations for becoming my future MP.
Yeah.
But if I win, I need to work with you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a firm believer of working with the PAP. You don't go
Right.
out there and, you put you just say everything, PAP wrong, PAP. Not like these guys don't want to serve their people, so
Yeah.
and not like as if Tim Pei Ling give a lot of credible opposition to PAP policies also, and they always put her early on in the speech, right?
Yeah.
And then because she sets the tone for the day, and then everybody else follow, right? So at one point in time, right, I was watching every parliament sitting, and I got so damn bored because it was all repetitive, affirming speeches,
Sure.
right? And then I was like, you know what? The reform that we need is to release all the papers 1 week before Parliament. Let the internet have its chunk of flesh. Let it go and fight over what thing actually matter. You don't go and release. So right now is the MP send in 1 week before. Only on the day itself that you go and read. And then the internet only get the video soundbite. Or some
No, you can watch the full thing, what? If you want.
correct
to,
lah, if you want to lah. But right now, even AI transcription is not even that good lah at making it like one whole transcript lah. So the Hansard comes out very late, very lag. So by the time it's a bill is passed, right, people don't even know what was passed. But passed already. Right, and that's why it's very important you go and put out 1 week before, let people go and fight over it first.
We do have a question from our Telegram community. So his name is Dolynn, and he's very excited that you're running. He saw you on Prof. Walid's podcast. But he's wondering, are you in this for the long haul? I.e., if you were to lose, right, will you still continue working the ground and listen to concerns?
I mean, if I lose big, right?
Bigger.
Lose big,
What's big?
like lose deposit lah.
Okay.
Then I will have to take some feedback first lah. Get a bit of pulse check first lah.
Yeah.
See if what I said was really resonating, or is it just vocal majority, that's all.
Okay, so what if after this election, right, like all the other parties, PAP or opposition, invite you to join them? Would you?
If you take my Bitcoin policy wholesale and insert into a section of your website, I consider.
So your line in the sand is your economic policy.
My line of send is HDB need to take out the land cost. We can discuss all the other inflation-proof retirement assets, but this one is the core part, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, even in civil service circles, people that have whispered to me ever since I started running, they say, this one even PAP, no, they cannot, really cannot do anything. They really start to realize it's a very big problem. Yeah, because if you spend away your CPF, then you have less for medical. And then right now, medical is our second highest spending behind defense. So then, we really, what do we do here, right? So how do we end? We haven't returned the reserves we took out for COVID, no? We haven't returned it. We haven't, ever since Long Song took out, we haven't returned, no? And Long Song has been very clear. His statement was, you all choose to interpret how you like. There will be no need to raise GST until 2030. We are no longer in the era of running structural surpluses. So do with it what you want, but effectively it is saying like healthcare cost is going to be very, very, very big.
It is.
Right. So, and even today, as I did my Chinese media rounds, I actually say we need to have more activities, physical activities, so people are more healthy. Right. And then, of course, that's why people like say, why you wear like that, or why you run around. Because I think people need to realize that they need to be healthier, more active, advertising, and more exercising. Yeah, so you can save on a lot of healthcare costs lah. Yeah, I think that's important.
Wear and do like what? Like this?
No, like you just Uniqlo. This is Uniqlo. My pants Uniqlo. My socks Uniqlo as well.
Uniqlo
So
guy.
earlier you mentioned that since 2022 or 2023, you've been collecting policy, legislative work. You've done a lot of legislative work, obviously. Have you also done groundwork? Have you gone to Mountbatten?
so
Have you asked residents what their issues are?
I think I cleared about 2-3 blocks. Yeah, physically.
Out of how many? Just curious.
At Dakota side would be about 30, not 30 lah, it's about 20 plus lah.
It's quite hard, right, for like solo one person to do it.
Yeah lah, I have volunteers lah. I mean,
Oh, you do?
How big is the
no
team?
dude,
here?
like I need to actually go and manage them, like actually go and filter them, put
Right.
like group leader or no, because
I see you on Reddit also.
You're
Right?
not canvas the whole neighborhood yourself.
as I'm giving out, right, then I go out to floor, then I reply Reddit.
Near to my.
Basically I give out flyer and then I walk and I reply Reddit.
You're very active on Reddit.
Yeah.
Like, where do you find the time?
Yeah lah, when I walking or what lor, yeah.
Okay, when you're walking,
Okay.
you're on Reddit replying
Then
people.
something else that I've seen also is that you've made your calendar available so that anybody can just schedule a call
Yeah,
with
later I will be going to meet some residents.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so my question is, right, like a lot of people, like when it comes to Singaporean voters, right, we either vote for what this person represents in parliament with regards to, for example, let's say I am super staunch anti-abortion. So I want to vote for somebody who will help me fight my stance in parliament, right? But there are also a vast majority of voters who vote purely based on whether you are going to do good by me at my town council, like, and make sure my estate looks nice.
Correct.
So what are you doing for the second group of people? Because I know from what you are saying, you seem to be more towards the first group with an ideology.
So
and
I
everything.
speak about status quo first. The status quo is that it's Mountbatten is going to be, the town council issues are going to be very intricately linked with Marine Parade Town Council. Okay, Mountbatten SMC was the previous predecessor incumbent, Lim Biao Chuan, did a very good job. Walked the grounds and he got his 70-something% rating, right? Second highest, right?
Yep.
So he's gone now, and I will have to deal with the reality that I'll need to work with the PAP, right? And the best way I can explain this is I actually went to go and gather some contracts, some tenders from I have friends who run cleaning companies,
Okay.
and then also check up on people who actually got quite a few ex-opposition also come and talk to me, say, town council is like that, run on.
Right.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so because I'm independent, they will talk to me.
Yeah.
If you align to a certain party, then
Correct.
maybe not. Okay.
Yeah, then they were like, leave is leave, ma. When you hoto, right, you must say, $150,000 to do maintenance, right?
Yeah.
Then afterwards, when you hoto, the state of the leaf, you must also check. Here's
Yeah.
how to check. So you must, and then like, okay, road is M-Parks one, so sweeping is their tai chi.
Yeah.
Then waste refusal, actually, everybody's priced about market parity one.
Yeah.
Is it all a big learning curve for you, all these things?
Actually, I was researching for a while already, so I'll find out, okay, then Jalan Batu here, the playground, the resurfacing, who do one, then how much. Then I check the ongoing tenders that haven't submit yet. Then go and study. Then just go and contact some people on GBs, go log on GB, say, hey, how much will you do this for?
Yeah.
Get some people
Wow.
who,
Very
I do all this
So
research.
you have
right?
sized up the costings
Correct,
and budgeting
correct.
for municipal
Yeah,
duties.
and also because I'm independent, right? People will just talk to me because why? Not like they'll lose business in another constituency if I have to go and manage them. What? And then from a very business perspective, I think because I bootstrap all my business, right? I think it's important to know that not everything money can solve one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get too comfortable paying the same old MA, right? You get too comfortable paying the same old people, right? You don't even bother to check on competitive pricing anymore.
Right.
And then also, I mean, I don't want to insinuate this, but the idea that you tender with the same friends and then they are also on your grassroots, right?
Right.
It's also a problem, right? So the thing is, I need to go and make sure that, not say we want to tear down everything lah, but whatever that we are still tendering, can we give opportunity to like maybe younger and more hungry firms, right? Like I missed the opportunity to invest in this firm called Nimbus. They do cleaning and all that as an angel investor. Then they done so well, they've grown so big, right? But they're challenging all of the different people right now because they're like all that guy is like all around our age one. So he's challenging all the different like status quo with cleaning, you know, all that like during COVID he did the deep cleaning all that. So we must give an opportunity for new firms to shine also ma. And some most of these managing agents is really sometimes can be fat cat problem. They're really sitting on their bum for knowing they'll collect the check because they go to grassroots event and they, whatever, you know, dinner and all those basically big party machine.
So we have 5 more minutes left with you, right?
Okay.
What do you want people to know about you and why should they vote for you?
They should not know anything about me lah. They should just see from the Reddit and TikTok whatever. But they should know that.
Chill lah, they are on YouTube to learn about you.
Campaign a bit lah.
I think they should actually go and find out why the cost of living is so expensive and 80% of all US dollars that were ever existed was printed in the last 5 years. Right, HDB prices went up 44% in the last 5 years, 156% in the last 20 years. When America is irresponsible, people will look for safe havens and assets. We cannot let them flow money into our country and take property as that safe haven. But it also starts with people starting to build up a mentality that the HDB cannot be a nest egg. Right? And if we continue down this line of thinking, then we'll be able to say, okay, look, we now accept that it will not be a nest egg. What are the good nest eggs around there? Right? And hence, I came up with what I came up because it is not even that radical. It's already being done in the US, done in Bhutan.
And you're referring to the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve.
Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and also with just legislation. For example, like maybe in your Mumu account, you buy Bitcoin, you lock it, then Mumu offer you margin to buy STI ETFs only. So basically, safe, you lock it, and then they lend you collateral to go and buy safer ETFs. Things like that. Very simple one.
But that also feels like you could start a personal finance course, right? No?
No need, that one is all. That one is,
you know what I mean? No,
that is grifting. That is grifting already lah. The purest way to bring this idea about is to go and put yourself out there, run for politics, and say, I think this one only legislation can happen.
Right.
And behind closed doors, MAS actually really wants to push forth. Market participants really want to push forth for more pro-Bitcoin policy. Even the SGX people want to do it. But MAS, I think, stung by maybe the FTX thing and all that. So even now, I think this year, SGX just launched for the institutional only Bitcoin futures lah. And I'm not the crazy one. These guys are already doing it. We just need to have it as a bigger part of our life. Okay. And also, if you look at what people are doing with Bitcoin, you know the California fires, right? Okay? People burn out their whole insurance tower, right, just to pay out the premiums, right, which is almost never heard of. So now they're looking, oh crap, how do we have more high quality collateral? And they're considering Bitcoin lah, because you know when what America is doing with the tariffs is really making his 10-year treasuries very volatile. So they don't want that lah. How do I price in things like, because you are volatile, I cannot write insurance for people. Right. So now people are starting over to think, okay, what is there's only one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, right?
But we can.
It's the US. It's the US dollar that's moving. It's not the it's not the Bitcoin that is moving. So one day you might think the best way is to think about one Bitcoin relative to a house, right? And people can make that trade on their own. They're definitely Bitcoin is like people are like okay lah, I'll take it at this price one.
So what does a vote for you represent?
A vote for me represent that you want somebody in the parliament that will go and look at all the policies that are inconvenient, things that cannot be said easily in parliament, and you want that person to bring forth your voice in parliament to start the process to advocate for change.
Okay, just before you leave, right, there was a $5 donation for this question, so I feel pressured to ask it from
you are grifting now.
NSP. Apart from working with the PAP, can you elaborate on your plan B for town council staff if they don't want to work with you on that?
Doesn't PAP pay you one?
I don't have no idea. NSP.
No, like if they don't want to work with me, then I think that you make it more public that I want to just work with people who are the best quality lah.
Yeah.
That's the same way you tender. That's the same way you go and ask for. And now that I have a platform, I think companies will want to work for
Plus,
me.
you said you've already started speaking to companies. You've already started signing.
Correct, correct. And some of them actually they previously could not break into the PAP contract cycle, and then they managed to break into it, and then
Okay.
yeah, they're willing lah. Some of them listed on Catalyst. I won't say who also.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I guess my question then. I got it. Yay.
I'll add one more after that. So 2 more questions.
No, you
Please.
post already. Then I reply you. Yeah.
Do you have a full-time job now? And if you do win, will you quit that full-time job to become a full-time MP?
I don't have a full-time job now. I'm trying to be a full-time MP.
Yeah.
Full-time independent MP.
So what do you do before you become MP? Like what you do every day?
Uh,
Writing up policy.
I mean, I do this shit for fun. I really enjoy it. Yeah, like I've been.
You are refreshing, I can tell you.
Yeah,
that.
You are lah. But I can tell you now, right? Honestly, right? I think that I'm like above average intellect lah. I cannot understand most of the things that you're saying.
Can ah.
So you need to dumb it down a little bit for
Yeah,
like
yeah,
normal people
yeah.
to understand. It's too
I
many,
think a bit stressed lah.
too many jargons already. So it's like I'm like, huh?
But I mean, it's as simple as you should not use Singapore as the next generation to buy a HDB asset for you to retire lah.
Yeah.
That's it lah.
That's your key thing. And I think one
Right.
key thing I took away from you is that you position yourself slightly different from other opposition in that you are not here to say that everything they do is wrong.
Yeah.
You are not here to make noise for the sake of making noise.
Correct.
You like a lot of things they're doing. You feel like there are certain things that can be better and you want to be the one that bring that forward.
Yeah, I just don't want. I start with my policy thinking is I just don't want to write policies that spend money on. I don't think people can spend money better than PAP.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are really the champion of spending money. They got PA, they got grassroots, they got RC network. They know the concern. They got all these different charity. They got Nyang Kongsi, all these places. How would they not know the concern? They will know the spending thing. The question is how we save. That's why I focus on the inflation-proof pension, inflation-proof savings that compound for you. Wealth inequality in Singapore is so bad, right? Because the rich compound freehold assets. The poor are left with decaying leases. It's very simple. Mountbatten is a true example of this. That's why I also want to run there. Because you have the HDBs that are 10th floor and you have like, whoa, hi sir, can you open up your gate? Then I need to walk across the lawn, then go to the porch. Then I see the maid. Then I say, hello. Your sir in? No. Then I walk back out. 7-car parking lot.
So we really have time for just one quick one from you. And this is actually for our next guest who are ready and waiting to come from the National Solidarity Party. Do you have a question for them to answer?
Is Kevin running?
That's your question.
Okay lah, then can lah.
Then can Google, bro, that one.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
So what we're doing is that we're asking guests to
Yeah.
question later.
The question for NSP is, are there more... how are you all different from the other parties that you're running against in your area lah? That's all lah.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Jeremy.
Thanks,
All
guys.
the best for
Thanks,
elections.
Thank you.
And if you guys want to read more, jeremytan.sg, I believe, is the website
Yeah,
where...
now I have TikTok as well. I have IG as well.
I
Have
can't
to
believe you
start
got
off.
that website.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us.
Jeremy,
You gotta thank us for
Thank you.
everything too.
Oh, yes.
you.
So
Right to the joke.
both Johns are also going to make way because right now our next guest is, we actually have 3 people. So let's welcome the folks from NSP.
Hey, wait, we need to do the magic trick now.
No problem. See, this is high-tech transition.
Oh, amazing.
What's going to happen now?
Thank you so much, John, and Jeremy. We have Z, Verena, and of course, SecGen of NSP, Spencer here. Welcome to the show.
Veronica.
Ooh. I think there might be a slight typo in the name. But it's okay. They're making their ways now and saying hi to Jeremy. If you guys can't see that, Verena. Hello, welcome. It's so weird to see you guys right without the uniform because you guys are always in the uniform on media.
I thought we are supposed to
Yeah.
wear our uniform.
No, it's very nice. But like outside, I couldn't recognize you guys.
Oh,
Because,
thank you.
used to be. Thank you so much for joining us. I think for a lot of our viewers, I think it'll be very beneficial to know how did you all get into politics.
Okay.
Who want to sabo first? Who want to arrow
nearer to
first?
the mic.
Okay. Let us start with the younger one.
Young, how young is young?
92.
Wow, same. So how do you get into politics and why?
How old?
33.
Going 33.
Oh, you look so much younger than that. Oh my god.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So how?
I think it's more of like the amount of struggles that you see every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the extreme example. Generally, the struggles, people are trying to make ends meet, and then you feel like
there must be something that can be done. Not the extreme one, but a little bit along the way. So I will talk more about it later on, but it's just a simple one, like the thing that I'm facing, infant care issue.
Okay.
Yeah. So because of this, right, I feel that a lot of my friends, I talk to my friends, then they feel like, hey, we are all experiencing the same issue and nobody is talking about it. So I feel that this is something that I might want to, not might anymore.
Yeah.
I would like to step up and talk
now
about
the
it.
thick of it, yeah.
Yes.
Infant care.
That's the key issue
Oh.
that I feel that my generation, our generation,
Yeah.
is facing.
Okay. And,
Yeah.
and Verena, for yourself?
Okay, for me, it's like I've seen a good sample size. I'm a lecturer, and then I've like
At RP, right?
yes at RP.
Yeah.
So students, years after years, I see them struggling, and then the parents are also facing a lot of challenges. And then there's some quiet voices from those students who don't speak up. So I can feel that there's actually a lot of anxiety from them. And then these days, I mean, last time I only know the word panic and attack. But these days, when the two words combine, when I first stepped into education, I was like, panic attack, what's that? Then I see more and more of that from students. And then also there's many different ways of them showing their helplessness everywhere. And also, another thing is like creativity is now very squeezed out of the classroom, as I've mentioned earlier. And they are so limited to very standard and safe and boring answers most of the time to protect their grades. So I really felt that education should start with creativity at a younger time, like maybe kindergarten at latest, primary one, so that they will feel that it's safe to actually express themselves and not limit themselves over time. Yeah.
Okay. And what I'm curious about, of course, we'll get to SecGen Spencer as well. But what I'm very curious is why NSP?
Okay, so I chanced about NSP because I actually visited Canberra at one time, and then I saw Spencer and the group there. And then after that, I got a chance to speak with him, and then I researched about NSP a little. So I'm impressed that they have very constructive policies, and it's not something that very radical or very loud and very out of the point kind. And it's like they have always been very respectful to people, no matter what. And I felt that when I speak with them or as a volunteer, I feel that it's like a political family, and then ideas are just thrown on the table, and then we just discuss it, and then it just comes to a very nice conclusion that everyone's very happy about the ideas that come about.
Very democratic.
Yes. So I think that's the kind of political family that I want to be part of at the end of the day.
And also just to mention to viewers, if you needed more proof that we are a low-budget internet show, we're really, really sorry, but unfortunately we got the name tag wrong. It is Verena Ong. Unfortunately, we have someone who's panicking in the background right now because of that. But yeah, Z, sorry for you. Like, why NSP?
I think we are drawn to NSP for almost the same reason.
Okay.
Not the loudest. We don't object for the sake of objecting. Because let's be honest, we are here so far because there are a lot of right policies in place.
Okay.
Yeah. We are here not just to oppose. We are always viewing ourselves as a co-driver or someone to assist the ruling party. How can we further improve our country? Yeah. So I think a lot of misunderstanding that, you join opposition party means you don't like PAP, you hate them. No, we don't hate them. We want to assist them. I think that's the most important thing that we need to take a look at it. So NSP has been always portraying the part that we are here to assist. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I don't like to be very loud.
No worries.
Yeah.
And I guess you guys overheard it. So a question that Jeremy has, and I think a lot of people do have, and maybe I'll put this to Spencer. How are you guys different from other opposition parties?
Okay, as Verena and Z has mentioned, we are not exactly that loud. You know, okay, I share what I actually went through this morning during our outreach in Sembawang. You know, there's this uncle who told us that, we would really like to vote for you, but the thing is, you guys are just so gentlemen.
Oh. Too nice.
Too
Not
nice.
enough of a fighter.
Yeah, correct. He said, we'll prefer someone who is very loud, will come out and say all sort of things. Doesn't matter if it's really true or not true. But it's just that you will put the pressure on the PAP.
They just want chaos.
Drama.
They just want the entertainment.
Right.
We have to tell them. We have to tell him that we know it's very entertaining. You know, once every 5 years or sometimes during your coffee shop talk, you have this topic to talk about.
Yeah.
But no, we are a responsible party. No, we want to formulate policies that is constructive to Singapore and Singaporeans, and not to anyhow just because we want to be in parliament. So I will just anyhow say something, and in the end, we got POFMA. So if you check the critical spectator, I think that block, they came up with a chart. So currently, our party is the only one. I mean, the only SecGen of opposition party who has not been POFMA. I hope. I hope.
Huge achievement.
Going here as well.
I hope to keep that record. But of course, I do agree that we need to speak up more and to be louder, to be seen more. I mean, in different platform kind of things.
Speaking about being seen and about different opposition parties, NSP is actually going into two different multi-cornered fight, right? So one in Sembawang is a 3-corner fight and the other is at Tampines, a 4-cornered fight. Was there no coordination with different opposition, or was this part of the plan? Plus, you guys actually competed in both places in previous general elections. Does it feel like they've trampled on your lane?
Okay, I think today Straits Time did carry an article
about opposition unity, right?
Yes, correct. So somehow or other, I think in 2015, this kind of arrangement has really broken down.
Right.
Yeah, because previously it was NSP who has been the one organizing all these talks, to avoid 3-corner fight.
Yeah.
But in 2015, I don't know what exactly happened, that opposition parties start to have their own set of planning kind of thing, and parties are unwilling to come to an agreement.
Right.
That means it's like I want means I want. I don't care whether you are there also.
No, they won't say like that. They won't say like that. They won't say like that. For example, okay, for this GE, one party will come to us and Spencer, we are very sincere, to avoid 3-corner fight. We have something to exchange with you. But to us, we feel like this is not how you treat voters.
Yeah.
You see, just because you see the electoral map is nice, if you play in a certain way, you want us to move up.
I see.
What were they planning to treat you? I'm so curious now.
No, as in
what are they giving you in offering?
The constituency that they are going to abandon.
Oh.
Right.
You see?
Feels a bit disingenuous. Politicking.
So to us, we cannot take this type of proposal. You see, you need to be responsible to your residents, to your voters.
Correct. And you have been working the ground there for a while now, so why would you want to abandon it also, right?
Correct. So in the end, if you move around like this, you have zero credibility to your party. Correct? Yeah. Just for the sake of opposition unity, as I mentioned, some parties will use this. We need to be unified, to avoid 3-corner fight. So I think you better do this. In a sugar-coated way.
Right. So 10 years ago, you said this sort of gentleman's agreement started breaking down, right? Now, do you feel like aggrieved when you are in an area that suddenly has 2 more parties?
Even 4 in Tampines.
Yeah, 4 in Tampines.
You all want to pinpoint, want to drag the Tampines issue out.
It's a hot topic. It's the only 4-corner fight we have this time round. So as the guys have been working there for a while now. And
Correct.
How do if I was you, I don't know, man, I'll feel aggrieved.
Yeah.
I'll be annoyed.
And how soon did you find out that it's going to be like that? Like months and months before?
No, on the day itself, that we realized it's 4-corner. So at my nomination center at
You all don't have a meeting before that to say like that I'm going to run here. I just tell you first. Like don't have.
No.
No. That sort of secrecy, right?
Yeah.
Can we just very quickly, because I think we'll get people are gonna lose their mind if we don't ask about this.
Yeah.
The magic words, Marine Parade Barrel Heights. Did you? Was there any sort of talk? How do you feel about what happened there with the walkover?
Okay, so 2011, I was one of the candidates for the NSP slate over there. So we got over 42%. So after 2011, a lot of changes happened in NSP, and WP indicated that, hey, we are interested. So for the spirit of opposition unity, okay, we let you have it. Okay. Then fast forward to now, 2025. Yeah, we did indicate that we are interested. But of course, the other party has very strong vested interest over there. So we're like, okay, why not let's avoid the three-corner fight? Okay. There was no indication and no whatsoever. I mean, even the PAP, they were very curious. You know, nomination day, they would pop over, ask me, hey, Spencer, you heard anything? I say no. As we are waiting for updates from our party colleagues in Tampines as well.
Yeah.
You see.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
But if you knew, you would have ran there.
no, as I said earlier on, we evaluate. If we have not walked the ground intensively to rebuild our ties and relationships with the residents over there, no, we will not run there.
Yes, to be genuine, lah. There needs to be that
Yes,
groundwork.
correct. This has been our policy. If we are going to contest in that particular constituency, we will pour our resources over there. Not only when the electoral map is being drawn, declared, then we'll say, hey, this is good, I want it. No.
Okay,
This is not the way we do things.
Speaking of opposition unity, we do have a question from the Telegram community, Alan Chen. I don't know how much you can lift the lid on this, but they asked, what happened to the coalition with RDU? Oh, they're asking for drama, lah. You can see from all the places.
Oh yeah, your viewers like drama.
They really do, lah, unfortunately.
Red popcorn.
Can give me some background? I don't know what is that.
So basically, there was a coalition of 4 parties, NSP being one of them. But unfortunately, RDU left, if I'm not mistaken, something along the lines of not being able to agree regarding three-cornered fights. According to them, lah. I don't know what's your side of the story.
Okay.
Red Dot United. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, this coalition is an unofficial alliance that we agree to a certain set of terms and conditions in our memorandum.
Right. Ground rules, essentially.
Yeah, the main thing is to avoid three-corner fights among the coalition partners. Okay. And to help each coalition partner to ensure that they can contest in the constituency that they are aiming for. So these are the main terms in the memorandum. So,
just couldn't agree, lah.
SPP, SUP, and us NSP, we abide the rules.
Right.
No, this kind of MOU, there's a certain expert say that this kind of MOU among small party, no use one. But you need to look deeper than that. You see, people say smaller parties or political parties have no experience to negotiate, to lead the parliament, all these things. So this kind of MOU is served as an exercise for smaller parties to experience in negotiating terms, to establish common terms, and learn how to abide and understand what you have signed for. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So when we have the chance to be elected into parliament, we have certain experience already. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's really a lot, but at least we have certain experiences, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so given how in the previous elections, let's take the last one, 2020, you guys, I think, did 32 in Sembawang, 33% in Tampines.
An improvement, actually.
An improvement, from 2015. But still some way away from majority. So what is this time around? What is different? How are you trying to achieve that extra amount of votes that you need to make the gap up? What is your unique selling point this time around? And also, right, how is it different from what the other 3 big opposition parties are bringing to the table?
You mean WP, SDP, and PSP? Okay, I mean, the most direct one will be WP and SDP. So for my immediate concern, my team in Sembawang is that we are offering different type of politics, constructive, forward-looking, people-centric. Okay, we are not interested in the blame gaming system, whereby this is wrong, that wrong, everything is wrong.
Right.
Yeah. No, we are here to look for solutions. We are here to look to implement solutions and to make policies better. for Singaporeans and Singapore in the center. You see? This is the only way we can bring Singapore forward, not to keep on engaging in like this wrong, that wrong, that wrong, that wrong. Yeah, it's quite immature and outdated, I would say.
I should also mention there's been a comment on our community from Ashley saying, shout outs to Miss Ong, love your retail management lessons.
Wow. You're
was
still a
worth
lecturer
noting.
now.
Yes, I still am.
How do your students feel?
Oh, the thing is, I'm very cold. And then they like really applauded me for my courage and stuff. So thanks to that student who actually put in a comment. So I feel very uplifted by this. It's like the youngsters are very open to politics these days. Like not when we were young, we don't dare to talk about this thing, it's wrong. But I felt that they are very open and they dare to speak up now. So I think this is very, very encouraging to us. And it's also such that they are willing to try something different. And not just always thinking that there's only one set of rules that we should follow. So I think this is something that I feel that I'm very happy to see this group of students are, thinking about it this way.
There may have been a perception in the past that like sometimes if you're working, for like civil service in some sense, and you're working for a poly, that there may be some risk to be part of the opposition. Was that ever a concern for you?
Oh, I think my organization is really cool. But because I followed all the necessary guidelines in line with my organizations. So as public servants, we are well aware of the responsibilities and boundaries involved. So I've made sure to fully comply with every requirements. So everyone's good with that. And plus, we are party blind. So we respect the ruling party of all times. So we just want the best for Singapore. That's our main concern.
Right.
Okay, so if your differentiation point, especially for NSP, is that you guys are collaborative, it's all about working together, and if things are okay, then you say that things are okay. Then in that regard, how do you differentiate yourself from the incumbent? Because they're also actually collaborative within themselves.
Are we saying that the incumbent is not doing a good job? We have to pay compliments when it's due, right? Okay, so far they're doing quite a good job, but this only happens after 2011. Correct. Before 2011, a lot of things were not right.
Okay.
You see, they're all about profit, and not a lot into people centric. See, so after 2011, the people use their vote to show them, hello, who's the boss here?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So over the past 10 years, they start to change. Now you see the minister do TikTok whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay, you see, Yi Kang also did a lot.
How do you feel about that, by the way, when ministers do TikTok?
Yeah, they're trying hard. They're trying.
Connect, lah.
I mean, they are paid very well. Correct. So they should up the game. Yeah. When opposition up the game, they need to improve on themselves as well.
Right.
Right. If they want to stay on as the incumbent, if they want to stay on as the leader of the country, they have to do it. Right. If not, then opposition is ready.
Okay, so I think like I have a question, which is like, the US political system is fairly easy to understand. They have this, I don't know if you guys know, the 4 square chart, right, where it's like left, economic, So where are you guys on that grid thing? Okay, maybe you describe the chart to the viewers.
I think they know. It's the economic left, economic
No,
right.
I say to listeners who maybe don't know what we are talking about, right?
So you guys know like liberal and conservative.
Yeah, liberal.
Like generally left is a little bit more liberal, right is more conservative, and then you have economic policies. So I think the left prefer more government intervention, whereas the right prefers less of that. And then socially, I think it's a bit more liberal rights, which I think most people
And then the
understand.
top-down one is what?
It's top-down
Capitalist,
also.
capitalist
okay.
and socialist,
Socialist?
right?
Yeah.
So
That's your economic. Yeah,
is it not?
Yeah.
So it's a 4 grid chart, right?
I believe
Where are you
NSP
guys
is
on that
center.
chart?
Not bad.
I know. American ex-husband, so it was like, okay.
Okay, as stated in the Wikipedia, we are central left. Yeah, currently.
Okay.
So we are more into policies that benefit people. We feel that over the past 60 years, Singapore has achieved a lot. Our previous generation, our forefathers, they sacrificed a lot, and we achieved remarkable results for our country. I believe all of you all go overseas, right? When when you do the exchange rate, do you feel shook or not? This is the result of the past 60 years.
Right.
You see, they sacrifice a lot. Okay, but now we need to look at more on people-centric policies. Why? Because our fertility rate is dropping. We have no more Singaporeans left in 50 years. We're going to be extinct. We don't want to fall into what Korea is experiencing now.
I'm glad you brought up the people-centric policy because we were looking through manifesto. We were reading your entire manifesto, and there was a proposal there for the Perfect 3 program. Yeah. That was what, priority assistance to families with 3 children for education, medical, housing, childcare. Why 3? Like, what's the magic here? Why is it that number?
Okay, we are talking about more than replacing our population. So if we are only going for 1 or 2, we are barely replacing our population. So the ultimate goal is to increase our Singaporeans, true blue Singaporeans. You see, yes, we do need to we need to have some new citizens, but not the majority of our new population is made up of new citizens. Correct? So yeah, 3 is a minimum to go to replace our population.
So,
But I understand it's extremely difficult. It's really, really difficult. I myself have to. Yeah. I barely can keep myself afloat, you know.
And so how does this policy, like, let's say you get into parliament, let's say you win, the voters entrust you, what legislation are you going to bring? What exactly is the nitty-gritty of the detail? How would you try and incentivize parents, a couple for having 3?
Okay, my party feels that there's a lot to be done in order to convince Singaporeans to have 3.
Yep.
It takes a whole village to raise 1.
Yeah.
Not to now we're mentioning about 3. So a lot of factors we need to take into account. 1, not just the infant care center, the child care.
Yep.
You know, the logistic of taking care of the children.
Yep.
Now, both parents definitely have to go and work. So during our outreach time, we met a lot of grandparents. You know, they were taking care of their grandchildren. They were all like, if we don't take care, who is going to take care for them? Kind of thing. So their retirement years are spent taking care of their grandchildren. Not saying not good lah, they enjoy also.
They were the ones that asked for in the first place. They always say, hey, when the grandkids come?
Yeah.
Then now you take care.
True.
Okay, so Z, actually I want to ask you something as well. From a mid-90s kid to another one is, cause in your manifesto, is there some sort of any part of your manifesto that you personally champion? Is that your cause?
Okay,
And-
I have 2
Okay.
that I told Spencer that I really wanted this to be added in. So we discussed quite a bit. So eventually he gave the green light. So first one is the infant care one. So I would like to talk more about it, to voice up for young parents about what he mentioned. It takes a village to raise a kid, because some of us, we don't have a village, we don't have a helper. It is just us, the 2 parents. And I don't know if, I'm a fan of the show, so I know Daniel, you also have a child.
Hey, thanks for watching the show, by the way.
Our child are about the same age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if you do sleep train. I did not. So
Yeah, we didn't either.
So most of the night you're still waking up to feed it. Yeah, so it's going to take a toll on us in the long term, not just now. I'm very tired.
Same.
And people are telling me, why don't you go for the second one? Okay, fair enough. To replace the population, to increase the fertility rate. Okay. I cannot find infant care slot. I'm not sure if you face the issue.
Not yet, but yeah, I can imagine. I've heard a lot of stories.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do to fix that problem? Because government recently announced SPL, the shared parental leave, GPM, LGP. There's quite a few of these. In addition, what is yours and what is the NSP's suggestions? What policy can you bring in?
Okay, so it's very good. So they are doing a lot of things. So like what Spencer said, give credit when it's due. They are trying very hard. But solving fertility issue is a multi-factor equation. It's not just money and leave. Yes, it is good. It's a good direction. But what about the logistic part? Taking care of the kid. If my child cannot get into infant care, I cannot go to work. If I don't have a parent to take care, I don't have a helper, I cannot go to work. And that is going to stop me from having more kids. 1 is probably enough if I cannot get the slot. So what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about how are we going to improve the infant care slot. Not just saying that, I need more infant care. No, it's not that simple. We need to have more support for the early childhood educators, because I don't know if you all know, they are not paid a lot. They are not paid a lot. And they are taking care of our babies. So if we don't pump in more resources into educators, nobody is willing to come over to help us take care of the kids. Yeah, so that's why there's a shortfall in terms of the wait list. Yeah, it's going to be very long. I have a lot of friends, 6 months, 1 year, they still can't get a slot.
Wow, that's bad.
If they want, yes, they can travel out of the 10 minutes driving range. Can.
And so how do you improve this? Like, how do you increase slots? Like, you just open up more places. I look, personally, for me, all the childcare stuff is like out the window, man. What is sleep train?
It's basically being able to so you have a different room and then you let your child learn how to sleep on their own.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whereas we have our kid sleeping with us
Yes.
in the same room.
So I don't know any of this stuff, but as if
Sleep through the night. Let the child learn how to sleep through
Okay.
the night by himself. Otherwise, they will keep waking up every like 2-3 hours. Look for milk. Look for mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that was quite enlightening. So now I know what you were talking about.
Yes,
Welcome
yes.
to
Okay, thank you so much. When I had a kid, it will come in really useful.
Yes.
But so infant care, obviously a cause very close to your heart. What's another one? You say you're 2, right?
Yes, so I would like to introduce financial literacy, real financial literacy to upper secondary as an elective module. Because
I love that. How to file tax.
yes,
Yeah.
so not
Real
just
world finance.
Yeah, filing tax will be a bit more
Advanced,
Okay.
But I feel that they should at least know how our CPF work. And that is the minimum.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because a lot of, on a daily basis, I talk to a lot of people, and I feel that they don't even know that we have 3 accounts.
Right.
AR, MA, and OA. I mean, this is quite basic, but they don't know. And it takes their own initiative to go and find out. And if you start working, you're not going to go and find out this kind of thing. Yeah, so in order for us to really help the low-income families to get out of the rat race, they need to know how to first. Yeah, so I feel that this is a very important thing that we should really introduce in our upper secondary as an elective module.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are tight for time, but before you leave, I just wanted to ask a couple of things, especially on a more macro level, right? Figures like Gomeng Singh, Lim Tian, they were part of the party. You kind of saw that coming back in the past, right? And they've left and started their own parties. I'm curious, why do you think opposition parties are so fragmented? And plus, we've seen so many this GE as well.
Well, isn't it good to have a more vibrant scene in Singapore?
Right? People want more voices, so why not more
Yeah. If there's
protestation?
too few, people will start complaining. No one is coming out. But when people are coming out, people will start, so many.
Right.
Okay. Well, NSP did go through quite a number of changes, since 2011 until 2017 after I've taken over. So we have a few good people who left, like Tony Hazel and some other people who left the party as well and to set up their own parties. So they left for various reasons. But what I can say is that people who remain in the party, we are in line. We are in line with the party vision. We act as one, to focus on what we can deliver for our voters and residents. You see, as of now, just look at all the various parties. I would say almost every party has a member, previously from our party.
Oh, that's quite a flex, actually.
Yeah, correct.
Barcelona Academy.
Yeah, like
And my party is the only one that is 99.99% pure, except for one person in the party, who has joined another party before.
Okay.
So everyone who's in your party is not from another party.
Yes,
so you
correct.
Okay.
Only for one person who.
Guess who's that person?
That person spoiled it.
say. Who is it?
That is me.
himself. So to some extent, there is, a brain drain of sorts, right? Like, is that something that you feel like you need to stop? Like, you need to keep people united, or is it just a natural thing for opposition parties to go through?
It's an evolution thing. If you only get stronger when you evolve, you go through changes. You see, WP also don't become so strong overnight. They went through quite a lot before becoming to their current state. So it's like a startup. For example, Xiaomi, when they first started out, nobody has confidence in them. Look at them now.
Yeah.
Geely. Their first car in Singapore, everybody was like laughing their teeth off. Then now they own several brands.
Oh yeah, everyone's
Right.
trying to buy one now. Yeah.
Correct. So a lot of things happen in life, and then you will never know what will happen. What we can do is we keep on doing our best and improving at every election, getting stronger, attracting better candidates into the party.
Is there an issue recruitment? Is it difficult?
That definitely difficult.
Do you actively go out and recruit, or do mostly people come seek you?
Both ways. Sometimes we have people coming, hey, I want to join you, but after evaluation, we feel like, okay, we'll keep you in mind. Yeah.
Is there a lot of crazy people? Like,
You'll be
crazy is
surprised.
subjective lah, subjective. So you can see there are various parties with various styles and
That's a
presentation.
very politically right way to put it.
Okay. But you see,
You're in the right
see
business.
Sometimes we don't understand the netizen view on NSP.
Sure.
You can go and check it out what they are saying about NSP. We find it a bit hilarious because as of now, as I said earlier, all the other parties have former members from NSP. You see? But we are the only party who has no other members from.
Except for you.
Except for you.
Correct.
Previously, I used to live in Sembawang until actually last year. You guys ran the last time around, and I was looking for this then, and now I'm pretty sure like plenty of voters want to know as well again. And I do have friends and family there, so I'm for them I want to know what exactly is NSP's message to Sembawang and also to Tampines, the voters, that what are you going to do differently from the incumbent for them, at a municipal level maybe, or even just for the voters there.
Okay, I feel a lot of voters, they are very interested and concerned about bread and butter issues and local issues. For local issues, their constant feedback is opposition do not have a town plan. Okay. So we had a brief chit chat with the incumbent, and then we feel like, okay, we do have a 5-year plan for our Sembawang. We want to make Sembawang into the lifestyle destination place for Singaporeans, be it young parents who want to set up family, working class people like us, and people heading into retirement. We want to make it the perfect town as a lifestyle destination. So for new areas that going to build new BTO, all these things, if elected, we want to discuss with all the various key holders, stakeholders, how to develop that place. Okay, so multi-generation living, and to bring jobs into the vicinity where everybody, it's just a 15 minutes walk from your house, you get to your job, and then you can get back to your house fast as well. So this is part of our Sembawang plan.
Okay.
And hopefully to make it for Tampines plan as well.
We have a question from a viewer. Ben Nee says, at Spencer, where do you see NSP and yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years. Well, 10 years, not to say 10 years. I mean, a lot of things can happen in the next 5 years.
True.
Yeah.
Next election cycle.
I can't predict what will happen, but I can only firmly say that we keep on working hard, hit the ground, never give up. If we are serious in working for Singapore and Singaporeans, you can't give up. You can't give up. The life is harsh. Life is harsh. If you give up because of a slight challenge, then you are not meant to serve the people, to lead. Yeah.
Something that we've seen in the past where opposition was able to win seats from the incumbent, right, was I think attributed to having a very good ground game. How solid has your ground game been in the last 5 years, 10 years?
And actually, how much ground game can you actually do if you're not the incumbent is my question. Like if I say, for example, I have a HDB loan that I cannot get approved, I wouldn't go to you, I should go to the incumbent, right? So it doesn't give you the chance to do the groundwork with me. So how do you all do your groundwork?
The incumbent also cannot help. This one must go to the bank.
But if let's say it's a HDB loan, HDB loan. So I want to, I don't know, some kind of whatever grant I want to get, I couldn't get. So my MP could help me with that, right? I don't know what else people. What do people go to MPs for? Like these kind of things, right?
Yeah, it could be this. It could be any form of municipal issues. Or they need help with, they can't afford to pay for a replacement for an IC, for example, and hope for.
But they wouldn't go to the other party that is not incumbent, right?
Yes.
So how do you all do the groundwork?
So this is a challenge of opposition party who has no access to any public funds. You see? So what we can always do and has been doing is to build relations with the residents over there, getting to know their story. You know, and sometimes they really can't get help. And when opposition party goes in, to help them to write and to hit straight to the incumbent, they will see that why is the opposition party helping my residents? They will take note of that.
Oh, okay. So in that sense, it still can help lah.
Yeah, can of course. But on a higher level, voters need to understand when you vote, it's not just for your estate. Okay? It's about how the country is going to be. You see, what kind of policies you want? Okay? Are you going to have a government that remains unchecked, unaudited? You know, they can promise you before 2030 there will be no increase in GST, but nothing is stopping them from telling everybody before 2030, global challenges, a lot of changes, we need to increase GST.
Right.
Correct.
So things change, and then that might be the change in message essentially.
Correct. So same to the netizen who posted the question, what will you see 10 years down the road? No need to see 10 years down the road. You mean 5 years, in the next 5 years, the government can easily say that we need to do this. We have no access to the big data. Okay, it's not open for public scrutiny. Okay, so that's why voters need to understand we need responsible opposition parties into the parliament. That's why NSP is there. We are different because we don't go in for the blame game. We go in for the solutions game. Okay, to build the constructive, forward-looking policies.
So we're slightly short on time, but before you leave, just two more things. The first is that when voters in Sembawang and Tampines go to the ballot boxes, what is something that you would love for them to keep in mind?
Oh, remember our logo and put a tick over. Sorry. Now they have the stamp thing. So
Stamp.
our star can already.
Last time is what? Use pencil.
Pencil.
Pen.
Wow, you will see a lot of different drawings on the ballot paper.
That's so
Oh, because you
Yeah.
guys would have like
You witnessed it, yeah?
Yes. Okay, I'm
You
going
can
to make...
actually see the ballots.
Yes. I want to make an appeal here for people who are afraid of participating in the process. Let me tell you, the process is really secret.
Yeah,
You
right.
see?
Okay.
Don't worry about the serial number or these things. They can't trace you because everything will be jumper up. And the civil servants are neutral, and you can even go into the counting station to look at the votes, and then you will see people draw turtles.
They
That
got
is
so
so
much time
cool.
to drop a turtle.
Yeah, you will see sometimes they draw a whole comic strip over there. Then we have to fight. No, this one is ours because he
Got
drew
the
it
sun.
inside
Yeah.
your box. Yeah.
Or when they draw the turtle, no, the head is inside my box.
Oh
Yeah, the
my
head
God,
counts
that's
more
so
than the body.
funny.
That's why the ELD has to come up with the visual thing.
Yes. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I want to make an appeal. If you want to experience this, join us as a polling agent.
Yeah.
A counting agent. You can go in. You know, it's very exciting. You can see the counting. You see the percentage.
Yeah.
It's more exciting to see the total number coming.
Anyone
up.
can go on, man? No, right?
Can just join us.
Oh.
We'll register you. Then you can just go in and
Oh, really?
witness the whole process.
Wow.
Are you gonna go watch your first
Sounds
Yeah,
fun.
observer. I think
Yeah,
quite fun.
it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very fun. It's very
But it's
fun.
quite long, right? The
about
process
first
is a few hours.
volunteer.
Yeah. But you'll see the boxes coming in, Paul. Okay. How about this
Because
power?
Sembawang very far.
Tampines.
Tampines nearer. But my area is Aljunied. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That is exciting.
It is
place.
exciting. It is
And
exciting.
just before you leave, similar to what we did with Jeremy, and you guys saw that, I think the next candidate that we have is actually a familiar name, Lim Tian. Do you have a question for him? Or cook something up.
Maybe Verena, you wanna pose him a question?
Deep in thought.
Yes. Okay, I've heard a lot of stories about him. So probably it's like, what gives you that great confidence, despite all this, that you still think that you can fight for the people with their full trust on you again?
Fantastic.
Right.
Thank you
Now I
so
want to
much.
hear
for
the
that.
story.
Yeah, stay tuned tomorrow
Stay
for
tuned
Lim Tian to
tomorrow.
answer that.
Actually, I
question.
wanted to ask that.
Yeah, of
if
course.
Jeremy wanted to join you guys, because you were here just now when he was doing, would you have accepted him in the party?
On the surface of things, yes, we welcome him. On the surface of things now, we welcome him.
But he wants his Bitcoin plan into your manifesto.
Well, we are more than happy to have him, to come and share his plan with us, because ultimately, we want Singaporeans to become wealthy, to be truly wealthy, not be wealthy on paper. As of now, what we are having, we are being sold is a untrue wealth plan. You know, this when PAP started to sell you the idea of asset enhancement, they only tell you half the story. They did not tell you that, you know, at a certain point of time, your asset is going to decay. You know, the value is going to drop. Okay, so this part, it was not being told fully when they sell us this plan and asset enhancement, which resulted in our current HDB price being like, you know, a runaway train like that. Yeah, and whatever policies they implement so far is like kicking the can down the road. So it's a very serious problem. People ask us, do you have the solution? I have to be upfront. It's a very complicated problem. Even the PAP has problem finding the solution.
Right.
So we want to go in and then press the button. You need to solve this. If not, our future generations, they are going to bear a 40-year loan kind of thing on their back. We don't want modern day slavery. You know. So Jeremy will be a very good addition to our party.
In fact, Jeremy will probably be watching. Maybe you can contact NSP.
Oh, Jeremy.
We realized that he was watching earlier before he showed up. So if not, you can contact him on Reddit. I think he's replying to a lot of comments at the
You go to
moment.
his website.
Yeah.
So he conveniently has given you a solution to it. So now instead of just bringing it up, because you say you're party of solutions, right? So now he gives you a solution. So you can take his solution as the party solution.
Yeah, Jeremy, you know where they are, you know their contact. But yes, thank you so much for spending your time here. We know it's a very, very busy period. All the best with GE2025.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to welcome back John, Paul, John, and Alice there. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Oh, they're coming back?
They are coming back
So
for
this
a
one you
quick-
switch again?
Never mind lah. They're going to come back for a quick 5 minutes, but we're just going to quickly wrap up and discuss what has transpired.
Yo,
Welcome back, boys. Hello.
I was very busy in the comment section talking.
Yeah,
I was
we
busy in
saw.
the
Really? What do you say?
Thanks so much for moderating.
Yeah, I think very interestingly today we met candidates, at least for the first time, because I think very rare we get to hear from independent candidates. Very rare we get to hear from parties like NSP.
Yes.
And both of them have a similar position that's actually rather fresh to me. That they value the merit of PAP and they want to have an addition.
Yeah.
They are not playing the aggressive card of your government's not doing work for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that to me is quite refreshing. But on hindsight, I also feel like the traction a bit missing because not very sexy.
Which is what they brought up, that actually the uncle said we will vote for you, but you're too gentlemanly.
Yeah,
like you're
too,
not
too
aggro
nice.
enough.
Too nice, yeah.
So I don't know
I
whether...
think that if in that sense it makes them very approachable. Is
Yep,
it not?
right.
You know,
It does. They're just like regular Singaporeans who just want a
Correct.
little bit better.
But if you agree with PAP so much, right, and then you pander to that certain crowd, then that crowd will probably just be like, okay, I'll also vote PAP.
Exactly.
So I quite like this very refreshing position. I also don't know whether it does them.
I mean, but the most successful opposition party would probably be WP, and they are also not like super opposing PAP. What?
To
So
a
maybe
certain
they are following that
the way
strategy.
they communicate, though, the way they talk about we can do better than this. You know, the government's not working hard enough.
And we'll
Right.
ask the difficult questions.
I want to ask John Paul something, by the way, because he was obviously watching.
Is it about this? Because I
No, it's not about
apologize.
the
It's
name.
my bad.
I'm so sorry, NSP. Sorry, Verena.
And whoever Veronica is, we're also sorry for that.
Yeah, who is Veronica? Go.
Shout out to Veronica.
But John, I want to ask you something because you've previously mentioned, that you are quite detached from like the local politics scene.
Extremely
You're-
out of touch. Yes,
Yeah,
go.
very apathetic.
Yeah.
You just don't really care
He was
too
falling
much.
asleep during Jeremy's policy talk just now.
Yeah, and it's not, nothing's wrong too much with that, but it's just a lot of people probably resonate with you on that. They're like, politics is very boring. Like, why am I going to care? Having heard all of these, the three candidates from NSP and Jeremy, what do you take away from this as you?
I think I'm glad that there are people that care enough to put themselves in these situations
Right.
and go and do the work to try and, I guess, make the change that they want to see. So I think it's interesting lah. And with so many new faces appearing right now, right? I think it would change a lot of the landscape because I feel like for the longest time, whatever little I know, right, I've always heard the same names coming up over and over again. So now that there are new names coming into play, I think I think it piques my interest a bit lah. Yeah.
Do you think? So I mean, first we had Jeremy on. Do you think he has a genuine shot?
He's such a bros guy, leh. Do you like him?
Yeah, quite.
Right?
I was like,
He's such a bros guy. He's exactly the kind of guy that all guys will like. Yeah, and I see.
Tan vibe.
Yeah, a little bit. And then when he's in the comments, and he's quite funny, he's quite charismatic. So, and see the comments, like a lot of people are very pro him. It seems.
I do want to say Jeremy kind of overestimated the airtime he had.
But
He said he had a lot of jokes planned out.
He did?
He dropped all his jokes outside, just the both of us.
Were they good? Were they
Not
good?
bad lah, not bad lah.
Yeah. No, I think he was a bit too passionate about his telling us about his policies, you know.
He's a good storyteller.
Then I see the
It was too
comments
good.
like people are like say, oh my god, Xiaxue doesn't understand what he's saying, and I'm like I really don't, and I'm telling you, the girls also.
Yeah. But, I mean, a bro's bro is one thing,
Yeah.
but you know, now that you've seen him as a candidate,
Yeah.
and then you know about this like Bitcoin policy, HGB policies, all this,
Yes.
even the stuff that you may not understand, right?
Yes.
Like, how do you what should you take away from it if you were his constituent?
I mean,
voter.
like I can see that he's really a very hardworking and very passionate person, and I think that he would have been a very good addition to like politics. But I feel that it's very wasted that he's going in as an independent, so the chances of winning is very low, which means that the chances of him actually creating change is going to be low. But I think he went in there with this idea that I don't care whether I go in, I care whether people see my policy and it is out there. And look, this is he's clearly a big believer that his solution is the solution, right, for the financial situation of Singapore. Although I have no idea what it is, but so I think he just wants people to see that, and that he wants maybe government to pick up on it and do something about it.
Yeah, and
I
even
think
if he
that's what
doesn't
he
mean
cares
that
about.
his objective is met.
Yeah.
But as someone, as a candidate who's very like cerebral in his thought, and you need a lot of like brain power to understand what he's saying, right? Do you think that his speech inspires you to, if you don't understand, go and find out more, or be like, there's too much work, I don't want to find out?
No. I'm sorry, I really hate finance stuff. Like I cannot, I really cannot. Like you ask me to talk about other things, like other policies, I'm okay, but the finance, I'm just, especially
But last time
crypto.
when you went Gosh Law, you worked so hard.
I can do a lot of things.
I was like, oh my god, this woman.
He's talking about CPF, I was just like, oh, money again, like a crypto, Bitcoin, reserve. Wow, all these words really make me fall asleep. It's just like,
And on that bombshell.
Yeah. Speaking of I cannot, we also cannot go on forever. So thank you so much, Wendy,
Thank
for
you.
joining us. And thank you so much for watching day 2 of the Daily Ketchup General Elections live stream 2025. Come back tomorrow where we'll be joined by Yala Butt, as well as candidates Lim Tian from PAR, Desmond Lim from SD, as well as Yung Kai from MVP. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you. Good night.
bye.
Thank you.
I am so overexposed.
Thank you.